This happened about 4 years ago during spring break. I wasn't even that excited about the trip at first. The whole idea was to get away somewhere quiet. No crowds, no parties, just a few days to reset. It ended up being the kind of trip you don't really forget, even if you'd rather. It was me, my girlfriend Tara, and my friend Jake. Tara had been the one pushing for something low-key. She found this cabin listing online. Cheap, remote, surrounded by woods. It honestly looked too good for the price, but we didn't question it much. The place was about 3 hours from the nearest city. The last stretch of road wasn't even paved, just gravel and dirt winding through dense trees. By the time we got there, it was already getting dark. The cabin itself looked normal enough. Small, wooden, slightly worn down, but not abandoned or anything. There was a porch, a fire pit, and off to the side, maybe 20 yards away, there was this separate structure, like a storage shed, but bigger. Jake noticed it first. He walked over, tried the door, and found it locked. New lock, he said, kind of casually. Doesn't match the rest of the place. I remember shrugging and saying something like, probably just where the owner keeps tools or something. We didn't think about it again. At least, not right then. Inside, the cabin was simple. 2 bedrooms, a small kitchen, and a living area. No Wi-Fi. Spotty signal. Exactly what Tara wanted. That first night was easy. We cooked, had a couple drinks, and joked around. At some point it started raining. Light at first, then steady. The sound of it hitting the roof mixed with the noise from the woods, frogs, insects, things moving around. It was louder than I expected out there, but it was also kind of relaxing. Before I fell asleep, I remember hearing something outside. Not the small stuff like insects or frogs. Something heavier, like movement through wet leaves. I told myself it was probably a deer or something like that. We were deep in the woods. That kind of thing was normal. I didn't think about it again until later that night when I woke up. At first, I wasn't even sure what woke me. Then, I heard it again, a dull thud. It sounded like something hitting the side of the cabin. I stayed still, listening. My eyes adjusted to the dark slowly, and I could just barely make out the window across the room. Then, it happened again. Same. Exactly. Sound. I sat up this time. Tara was still asleep beside me. For a second, I thought maybe something had fallen off the roof. A branch, maybe? That made sense. It had been raining. But then, I noticed something through the window. Shapes on the ground, near that outbuilding. They looked like footprints. The next morning, I asked Jake if he had gone outside during the night. He looked at me like I was crazy. No, why would I go out there in the rain at night? I didn't have a good answer for him. I told him about the noise and the footprints. Tara immediately got a little uneasy about it, but Jake brushed it off. Could be from before the rain, he said, or the owner came by earlier or something. That didn't really make sense, but I didn't push it. We tried to move on with the day, made breakfast, sat outside for a bit once the rain stopped. Everything felt normal again in the daylight, but I kept noticing things, like how the ground near the shed looked more disturbed than the rest of the area, like someone had been walking back and forth there, or how the lock on that shed didn't just look new, it looked recently used. Later that afternoon, Tara mentioned something that made everything feel off again. I thought I heard someone outside earlier, she said, like footsteps. Jake laughed it off. It's the woods. Everything sounds like footsteps. But she shook her head. No, I mean, close, like right outside. That stuck with me. By the time it got dark again, none of us really wanted to admit it, but the mood had shifted. We locked the doors that night. I woke up again, but this time it wasn't a thud. It was knocking, slow, deliberate, right on the front door. I checked my phone, 3:47 a.m. For a second, I thought I was dreaming. Then it came again. Knock, knock, knock. Tara sat up immediately. Did you hear that? Yeah. We both just stared toward the door. Then, a voice came from outside. Hello, cabin occupants? It was a man's voice. Calm, but loud enough to carry. Jake opened his bedroom door and stepped out, whispering, "What the hell is that?" The voice spoke again. Forest Service. We need to speak with you. That didn't sit right with me immediately. I don't know why. Maybe the timing. Maybe the tone, but something felt off. I walked closer to the door, but didn't open it. What do you need? I asked. There was a pause. Then, we've had reports of activity in the area. Just need to ask a few questions. Jake leaned in close to me and whispered, call someone. I nodded. Tara had already grabbed her phone. I kept my voice steady. Can you come back in the morning? Another pause. Then, the tone changed slightly. "No, sir, this is important. I need you to open the door." That's when everything snapped into place. This wasn't right. There was no vehicle outside, no lights, no radio chatter, nothing. Just a voice in the dark. "I'm not opening the door," I said. Silence. Then, a loud bang against the door. Tara jumped. Jake swore under his breath. "Open the door," the man said, louder now. Another bang. The handle rattled. "Open it, now," Tara whispered. "They're coming." "I'm on the phone with the police." That seemed to set him off. He started hitting the door harder. Not knocking anymore. Slamming into it. I said, "Open it." We backed up. Jake grabbed a knife from the kitchen. I did the same, even though I had no idea what I'd actually do with it. Then we heard footsteps moving along the side of the cabin. Fast. A second later, glass shattered. One of the windows exploded inward. Tara screamed. We all turned toward it, expecting him to climb through. But he didn't. Instead, we heard him moving again, circling, trying another angle, testing us. It felt like he was looking for a way in, or waiting for one of us to panic and make a mistake. Those few minutes stretched forever. Then, finally, sirens. Faint at first, then getting louder. Everything went quiet outside. No footsteps, no voice, nothing. The police showed up not long after. We told them everything. They checked the area with flashlights, walked the perimeter, even looked around the shed. Nothing. No one. No footprints they could clearly identify. No vehicle tracks. Just the broken window and the damage to the door. One of the officers asked us if we were sure about what we heard. That question alone made Jake lose it. "What do you mean, sure?" He was right there. But they didn't find anything. Eventually, they told us it was probably best if we left. So we did. Packed everything up before sunrise and drove straight out of there. What still bothers me isn't just that someone was out there. It's how they knew we were there at all. That cabin wasn't visible from the road. You had to know where to go. In that shed, the one with the new lock, we never found out what was inside it. But sometimes I think about those footprints and how they weren't leading away from the cabin, only toward it.